Hello, and welcome to Theology on Tap. Now, have you ever noticed that when Paul writes his letters, he addresses his readers as the saints and faithful brothers in Christ? Now, if you look up the definition of the word saint, it means the holy ones of God. So, in some versions of the Bible, it would literally say to the holy ones of God. So Paul is writing to the holy ones of God, and obviously, holy ones refers to all the believers. It's a little bit different in the church, isn't it? I'm not a Catholic, so I do not know exactly what it takes to be a saint, but I believe one of the requirements is that you have to be dead. Okay, so obviously, Paul is not writing to dead people. He's writing to the followers of Jesus Christ, for they are the saints of God, which is very interesting, isn't it? Because if you think about it, when was the last time that you have ever talked to a Christian that called themselves saints of God? Personally, I have never heard that. We call ourselves with many names. We say we're Christians, we're followers of Christ, we are the way, as some people will call it. We're the church of Jesus Christ. A lot of people say that we are sinners like everyone else in the world, but rarely would anybody say that I'm a saint. But that's exactly what Paul says who we are. So what does it mean to be a saint? The holy ones of God. Some commentators have said the word refers to anyone that belongs to God. So when you say I'm a saint, it means we belong to God. But many years ago, a preacher named Gene Scott talked about this and really stuck with me personally. And this is what he said, okay? Because what he says is that the Old Testament is unfolded in the New Testament. And the New Testament is enfolded in the Old Testament. So in order to understand the word saint, you got to go back to the traditions of the Old Testament. The picture is like this. A person who believes in God would go to the temple and bring with him a sacrifice. There will be a sin offering as well as burnt offering. But the sacrifice has to be without blemish, without sin, if you will. Okay, so he brings a sacrifice and gives it to the priest. And when the priest takes on this sacrifice, without blemish, that is, sacrifice, and as soon as he places the animal on the altar, okay, as soon as the sacrifice touches the altar, that animal then becomes a saint. That animal, the sacrifice, belongs to God. So, if you think about it, if we're saints, all right, we have touched the altar of God and we belong to God. But you got to remember that in order to be the right sacrifice, we have to be without blemish. And I think that's why Paul calls us saints, because we are without blemish because of what Jesus Christ has done. Isn't that interesting? I thought I'd share that with you today. Right? If you have faith of Christ in you, if you're followers of Jesus Christ, then you're a saint without blemish, belonging to God. God bless you. I'll see you next time.